The Bethel Land Trust is a not-for-profit group of your friends and neighbors working together to help the community of Bethel to retain its rural character.
Well, the Wolf Pits Preserve initially was donated by Miss Janet Taylor to the Nature Conservancy, since the Land Trust didn't exist at that time. Subsequently, Mrs. Carol Wormser, who lived on Wolf Pit Road also here, donated a 13-acre parcel adjoining Miss Taylor's land. Then later, a few years ago, the Nature Conservancy, they asked the Land Trust to take over this property. Plus, the Land Trust was able to buy at a practically foreclosure price about 3.5 acres on the brook on Wolf Pit Road, right where at the bend of the road there, which is all swampland and ideal wildlife habitat. So we have now approximately 76 acres. I live next door to it, and I'm able to continue to act as preserve monitor, keeping the trails cleared and marked, and seeing that it's not abused by fires or hunting or whatever else. Well, I think there's a great deal of satisfaction in taking care of property or enjoying the outdoors, enjoying the wildlife. It's a joy to be able to hike and walk through it all year round, and also keep an eye on the preservation and upkeep of the property. It's an ideal occupation for people who like the outdoors, and you know, they like the wildlife, and they can do a little useful land maintenance at the same, or trail maintenance, whatever, at the same time. Yeah, we talk about stewardship of the land. There's all kinds of things that people can do to help, from just picking up sticks and twigs on the trail to helping to mark the blazes, to the other extreme where some kindly neighbor has removed this heavy tree, sawed it up, and gotten it off the trail. That's an example of perhaps more heavy-duty stewardship. But there are many things that people can do to help in preserving our lands and making the Bethel community a better place to live.
The Bethel Land Trust was aware of this excellent piece of land here and approached Parks and Rec, which is a division of the town of Bethel, and said, would you consider working with us to revitalize the park and put it back together so that it can be used again by the people of the town. Park and Rec agreed readily, and we went to work, the two of us, on reestablishing this as a viable park. Here's what's at Overlook. First of all, you have the trail. We have marked out a trail that goes around the entire property and returns to its point of origin. It's about a half-mile long, maybe slightly less. It's a good trail, it's easily accessible, and it immerses you in nature all around, as you can see. This is a good place to walk your dog if it's kept on a leash. A lot of people use this for a lot of purposes, some of which are just sitting back and thinking, or picnicking. We do have a picnic table down there by what used to be the pavilion. We sit here right in the middle of an unusual formation. It's kind of a natural swale. We have a rock ridge over here, beyond which there is Nashville Road. We have another rock escarpment over here, and between the two there's this small U-shaped valley. So you really get a degree of isolation, you get a degree of imperviousness to noise here that it would be almost impossible to find near the center of any other town or city that I know. And that's why we put our 6 campsites right along in this area right here. And when there are campsites reserved, the Bethel Land Trust supplies somebody that stays on the premises all night long in case there's an emergency. There is somebody here to answer that need. We want people to use the facilities that we have created, or the facilities that we own, or the facilities that we maintain for the town. And if this park is used by people on a constant basis, if people treasure the biological uniqueness of this particular area, if they come here, then nobody would seriously consider taking this land and using it for some other purpose. So, we not only want people to know about us, we not only want people to know about this, we want people to use it.
What am I doing here? I'm here because I really need a little peace and quiet. And this is a place to do it.
Beyond that, there's a lot of woods.
I can come out here and I can wander for 5 or 6 hours. I can get lost on this piece of property. The point is, instead of turning around and saying, I'm going to drive up to Kent, I can turn around and I can do this right here. But what I have to do is I have to make sure that this is still here. If we allow all of this to be developed, then it's gone. I don't have that possibility anymore. That's what the Land Trust is for. The Land Trust is here to preserve what land we can and keep it in a more or less wild state. This is Mountain Pond, and it's part of Terra. The land belongs to the town of Bethel. One of the beauties about this piece of property is the fact that it's as big as it is. The larger this unbroken piece is, the more we're providing habitat for those animals who need the unbroken habitat. And the biggest risk is where you start turning around and you start saying, okay, I have a big chunk over here and I have a big chunk over there, but I'm going to develop the middle. Well, that's fine, but I no longer have this contiguous chunk. So I've changed things. Many of these things that we look at, you would say, gee, they're harmless, they're within the law, etc. That's fine, but they're still changing things. This is never going to be a wilderness area because there's just too many houses to be wilderness. What you have is enough woods to make the animals that we talked about happy, and we have enough woods that the people can be happy. Now you have a place that people can go, they can be out in the woods, they can see what's there, they can commune with nature, they can clear their head, they can remove some of the stress that we all are under just from what we do in our daily lives. We have to hold on to what we have. The one thing that is certainly true is, you know, God isn't making any more land. I mean, this is what we have.
The difference between a squirrel and a rabbit is how its feet lay. When you have a squirrel, can everybody see me?
The children are out here, well, at least once a week throughout all the seasons, trying to apply our science curriculum, math curriculums, right to our backyard.
So let's actually go down to the trail.
All the way over to there. This is hard.
It looks like the children are out here playing, having a great time, which they are, but all of this is so important. It's our science curriculum. We study habitats, looking at the diversity in habitats, as well as how animals have adapted. So we're out here probably once a week, looking at changes and observing our environment. And applying math skills, science, reading, everything is combined together.
What do you think that is?
It looks like it's a straight walker.
They absolutely love it. This is the place to be. To bring all children down here, bring brothers and sisters down, giving it an opportunity for one sibling to teach their parents what we have right here in Bethel. This is what we need to be doing with our children on the weekends, is having them educate us with what they're learning in school.
For more information about membership, volunteerism, contribution, and tax benefits, contact your local land trust at Bethel Land Trust Incorporated, Post Office Box 332, Bethel, Connecticut 06801. Or call John O'Neill at 203-748-3801. Or call Don Warfield at 203-744-2048.